Tonight, the vice president is saying that a shutdown will likely happen after congressional leadership met with the president at the White House. So we have team coverage on this big story today. Our chief political reporter, Tom Hauser, is breaking down how this could impact workers right here at home.
But first, Lindsey Brown has been tracking the latest from these meetings. Lindsey.
At this hour, a shutdown seems nearly inevitable, with House Leader Mike Johnson walking out of that meeting, calling it the, quote, Democrat shutdown. Senate Minority Leader Democrat Chuck Schumer telling reporters that large differences remain, particularly on health care. And we are just one day out from that Tuesday night budget deadline. No movement here. Democrats are demanding Congress extend health care benefits. That meeting requested by Democrats just wrapping up about over an hour ago or so. The vice president after that meeting saying he believes we are heading towards a government shutdown and blames Democrats for the state of the health care system.
We know that American healthcare policy is broken. We've been trying to fix it for the 8 months that we've been in office, but every single thing that they accuse about being broken about American healthcare is policy the Democrats have supported for the past decade.
Here's the House Minority Leader on the Democrats' concerns before the meeting.
We're heading into the meeting to have a good faith negotiation about landing the plane in a way that avoids a government shutdown but does not continue the Republican assault on the health care of the American people.
Again, during that meeting, an agreement was not reached. Republican leadership saying one way to avoid a shutdown is for enough Democrats to vote with Republicans for a stripped-down clean bill to keep the government open for the next 7 weeks while negotiations on spending continue. Now, this meeting marks the first bipartisan congressional leadership face-to-face meeting of Trump's second term. Paul and Leah.
Okay, Lindsey, thank you. So it makes us wonder, how would a government shutdown impact us right here in Minnesota?
Every government shutdown is different, and there have been about 20 in the past 50 years. Our chief political reporter, Tom Hauser, joins us now with a look at the battle between Democrats and Republicans. Tom?
Leah, I'm along the Mississippi River in St. Paul, which is considered a national scenic waterway. Back in 2013, when there was a shutdown, the National Park Service turned away millions of people from national parks around the country. But in 2018 and 19, parks stayed open, but there were no services. The Mississippi and St. Croix rivers are national scenic byways you'll still have access to if there's a government shutdown. But any national park services in those areas could be in jeopardy. The National Park Service is in the process of updating this potential government shutdown plan from last year that could result in some Park Service closures.
What's the likelihood there will actually be a shutdown? I think it's high, because you've got both the Republicans and President Trump digging in, saying they're going to defend their budget, and that the Democrats are spending too much money. The Democrats are digging in. They like their position, defending health care benefits.
And University of Minnesota political science professor Larry Jacobs says both sides continue attacking each other. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, a Minnesota Republican, posted on X, Democrats are planning to shut government down unless illegal aliens get taxpayer-funded health care. Democrats deny that. Your response to that?
Well, that's just categorically not true. Congressman Emmer knows that it is against the law for folks that are undocumented to get health insurance through Medicaid or through Medicare or on the exchange. And there is nothing that Democrats are doing right now that is trying to change that.
The biggest difference in this potential government shutdown is the threat by President Trump to fire federal workers, not furlough them.
He is committed to downsizing government. I think he may well see the shutdown as an opportunity to continue his agenda.
Now, if a worker is furloughed, they simply leave their jobs for days or weeks, however long the shutdown goes, and then when they come back, they have their job back and they get back pay. But if a worker is fired, they simply lose their job, and that's what the president is threatening right now. It will ultimately also be up to the president to determine what services are essential and which are not. That could include what to do about national parks. What we do know is that Social Security and Medicaid checks, those types of things, will continue to go out automatically. And we also know TSA agents and air traffic controllers will also continue to work. But a lot of this has yet to be sorted out. We'll be keeping track of it right up until the midnight deadline on Tuesday. Live in St. Paul, Tom Hauser, 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Tom, thank you.